Good evening, everyone. I'm Tomorrow, and you're listening to Spreaker Podcast Radio. Please download this app, which is available on Google Play and the App Store. Mark your podcast as favorite. This way you will receive all my notifications when I publish something new. Or you can go to Spreaker's website at www.spreakers.com. Then go to my profile page. From there, you can find all my episodes. My profile name is Tomorrow. Okay, you guys, let's get right into it. I am going to be talking about health and beauty today. And here to sit and talk with me today is my friend and licensed esthetician, Alicia Whitted. Alicia, thank you for talking to me today.
Thank you, Tomorrow, for having me here to touch the ears of your listeners. I appreciate your time.
Oh, well, of course. I am just so glad you're here.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to start off by asking you exactly what is an esthetician? Because you are a licensed esthetician.
Yes, ma'am. So, estheticians provide services like facials, body scrubs, body peels, waxing, things of this such.
Oh, okay. And when did you get started in this field?
About 2011, I started. I went to school in the city of Virginia Beach at Charism Institute of Aesthetics, and I've been just working at this craft ever since.
Now, you said this school is in
Virginia Beach. Yes.
Oh, okay. So how long is the school for?
For however long it takes you to complete 600 hours.
It goes by the hours.
It goes by the hours.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So I attended the school while working full time and mother of two at the time and married Navy wife. So yes, it was fun times.
Wow.
Fun times.
Wow. So who inspired you to go in such a field?
Well, I would say first my grandmother. She's always been into aesthetics of all things, whether it be how pretty the flowers were in the living room, to how she put her blush on, to how she put the rollers in her hair. She just, loved aesthetics of all things. And then I remember there was an older lady I used to work with, and I could always tell when she went to see her esthetician because she would always come in to work the next day glowing. And I would always ask her, what did you do? And she would say, girl, I went and did such and such and such. And I said, you know what? Whatever this person is doing to you, that is what I want to do. I want to do that, and I want to do it for myself and for just everyone. It was just amazing. It was beautiful.
Okay, so is that what made you choose that career path? Is that who kind of gave you that inspiration?
Yeah, I would say between the two of those ladies. Yeah, that's what.
Because you didn't always have this aspiration to become an esthetician. That kind of fell upon you when you from the ladies that came into your life.
From these ladies that I admired, their beauty. They always look so well put together.
Now, did you say they were ladies in your family?
Well, my grandmother, and then there was a lady I work with. Her name is Miss Prussia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Miss Prussia. Her face was always glowing.
Prussia.
Miss Prussia.
Now, there is a name.
Miss Prussia. And it was funny to me because she was so much older than myself, but she always had this glow about her. And I said, oh, okay.
Did she use different products?
It was her esthetician.
Oh.
It was her esthetician.
Really?
It was her esthetician. She went and got facials regularly, and she did chemical peels as well. And then she just had a very good regimen at home. Good regimen is key.
That's key good regimen. Yes, okay. So how about, you say good regimen. So how about when you're like active in sports, is that still you have to have that good regimen, as far as the products you're using? because I know, like, when I was active in sports, younger, then the sweat would, give me that acne. And
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. In my gym bag, I always keep a bottle of witch hazel. Witch hazel acts as
witch hazel.
Yes. Now, there are two different types of witch hazel, so you have to be careful about the amount of alcohol in the witch hazel. There is a witch hazel for your face, and then there are witch hazels for whatever else you might use it for. So I keep that in my gym bag. Of course, you're in the gym, you're focusing on, getting your workout together, So once you start sweating, there's a lot of bacteria on your face. So you want to make sure that you cleanse that properly. Sometimes after you work out, you don't always just go home to clean your face. That's not always your first thought. So I always keep the witch hazel in my bag to try to neutralize my skin, if you will.
Okay. So so would you use the witch hazel after you clean your face? Is that what you're saying? So you need to use some kind of product before you use the witch hazel. You don't just go from working out and then sweating and then using the witch hazel, or are you saying you need to kind of clear that extra sweat off before you actually wash?
I give a good rinse, just water from the sink, a good rinse, and then I spray the witch hazel and then just leave it there.
I remember as a child hearing witch hazel, and I really thought that was for old senior citizen women, like old women like my grandmother.
Absolutely. Well, my grandmother did use it.
Oh.
My grandmother did use it. Yes,
I really thought that was, that was because, you don't hear that word very often. I just use witch hazel. I really don't hear that very often. So I'm often, as you're talking about it, I'm sitting here thinking like, wow, I, use that.
Well, witch hazel,
like hearing my mother use that.
The more economic way to go as far as a toner. There are more expensive toners, but for witch hazel, if it's in my gym bag and it spills out, it won't damage anything in my bag, and I won't be heartbroken over this witch hazel that spilled out in my bag. And it will do the job that I needed to do. So that's why I lean more towards the witch hazel in my gym bag. And of course, in my gym bag, I'm not going to have my whole facial regimen in there. I just need something to get, me to where I need to go. And yeah, that's it. That's what I go to.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Well, what about, does stress cause skin problems? Like when you stress out,
Stress causes a lot of problems tomorrow. A lot of problems. There have not been any studies to show that stress is directly related to skin care problems.
Okay.
But I think it definitely affects other things in life, whether it be mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally.
So I often wondered what they meant when they say stress is the number one killer. Like as far as physically, when you hear people say that, don't stress, you can, that's going to kill, that stress is going to end up killing you. So, I often wonder what they're referring to as far as physically and mentally, but you said it could be mental, but physically, that's physically draining your body.
When you're stressed, you just cannot get yourself together. You cannot get out of bed for whatever reason. Everyone has different walks of life, and whatever, your stress may be, it affects people differently. So, I mean,
kids. Our kids, right? Because you have children.
I do have children. I now have 3 children.
You have 3 kids.
I have 3 children, yes.
And do you mind if you can tell our listeners how old your babies are? Because that can be some stress in your household, I'm sure.
Well, my oldest is
wearing
15.
So many hats.
Yeah, my oldest is 15. I have a 9-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Yes. And that 2-year-old, that's an added stress. But I'm sure she's a bundle of joy. I'm sure she is.
I absolutely enjoy her. She's teaching me a lot about myself. As I find myself interacting with her, I learn a lot of things about myself that I didn't notice before.
Wow, that is interesting. A 2-year-old who's a teacher.
A 2-year-old, yes ma'am. She teaches me about me.
And yet you still stay on this path of health and beauty.
I try. This is who I am, and I love the fact that I can combine aesthetics and just I can see the beauty in all places. You know, like, I mean, you know me as a person, you know, I'm cleanliness and beauty. That's what I'm all about.
Oh,
so
yeah.
when I can combine the two, I'm happy.
Right.
It works
right.
for me. That's my happy place.
So, you used to be, did you do hair as well? Didn't you went to school as well to do cosmetology?
I did go to school for cosmetology. I did not finish the school, but I don't think it was
that's
a total
probably
waste
not where
of
your
time.
path was. That's not where your interest was.
Well, I went to school for cosmetology thinking it would teach me more about aesthetics, but that's not what I got.
Okay.
From the cosmetology school. I did not know like where I needed to go. But once I got there in the cosmetology school, I knew that that's not where I needed to be.
And that is so important to know your path. And
absolutely,
you know, we talk about what our purpose is, you know, and finding your purpose, you know. And do you believe that aesthetics and working in health and beauty is your purpose?
I definitely believe that is my purpose. If nothing else, I get to interact with people, teach them about themselves, learn about them, learn about myself, and provide a service. And that is important to me. To just, you know, that was one good thing about cosmetology school. When I went to school, there would be these little old ladies that come in there with like very thin hair. And you would get in there and you would tease these old lady hair, and they left like they were feeling like just the most beautiful thing ever. And if that I can give that to you, that makes me feel good. That makes them feel good. And then, you know, you talk to people while they're in the chair. They tell you about themselves, and you just learn so much. I just love it. I love aesthetics, and it's just.
And sometimes people need somebody to talk to.
Absolutely.
And that's probably goes with, you know, you doing facials and, you know, people sometimes don't have anyone to talk, especially like seniors, you know, senior citizen ladies who need that somebody, you know, they talk more.
They do. They do.
And sometimes they need somebody to talk to, right?
Right.
So
they need someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like they scheduled an appointment with me so that they could come back and talk, rather than they were more focused on our conversation than the service I was providing for them. But that's okay, because if that's what they needed, then I'm more than happy that I'm able to give that to them.
And what I find about you, Alicia, is that you are one who someone can come to, because you are open and you have that open door policy. And I'm sure the people who come into your life appreciate that, because we can come to you like I do often, and you know, and you give great advice, you know.
Thank
so
you.
maybe psychology might be maybe something that
in
you
my
can.
future, I'm definitely open to the possibilities of that. Yeah.
You said you're open.
It could be in my future.
Now I know because you're esthetician, I know I want to get all my questions about that, because I have been waiting to interview you about that, because I really didn't know what it was myself. I know I like getting facials, but like as far as the terminology and the title of who that person is was a mystery to me. I was just like, I want to schedule an appointment. Right. I would like to have a facial, but you're actually scheduling with an esthetician, correct?
Yes. Now a lot of people think they get it mixed up with massage therapists. And they're two totally different things. You would not come to see me if you want a full body massage. That is not a service that I provide.
Oh, okay.
You know, some people, you know, say, hey, can I come get a massage? I'm sorry, I don't provide that service, but I can, you know, direct you to someone else.
Oh, okay. So massage therapist clearly kind of focuses more on the lower extremities.
Right.
Whereas an esthetician kind of focuses on just the facial. And are you like from the top of your head to the back of your neck, or?
Well, and when you're doing a facial, it usually stops around your shoulder area. We do massage the shoulder area in the back of your neck area. That's called décolleté. So you stop there usually for your facial. Now, if you were coming to get...
so you get the shoulders.
Yes.
Oh, I love the shoulders. Oh, I find that I carry a lot of stress in my shoulders.
Right. So it's not a full massage.